Hi, hello, how are you? I'm Pia. Today I'm going to be sharing with you my favorite holiday books to read around this time of year. So I have compiled a list. I'm sure I've talked about a lot of these before if you've been on my channel for any amount of time, or at least a year, because that's probably the last time I was talking about these books. But I just feel like I really want to share some of my favorites, some of the gems. I feel like I do read a good amount of like holiday, Christmassy, wintry books every year, especially the ones that are coming out and things like that. But it is very rare, or I guess less often, that I find a favorite that I will reread and read. So I'm gonna share with you that list. I don't think I've done this video before. I don't think so. If I have, like, correct me if I'm wrong. Let's get into it. Let's talk about my favorite holiday reads. So the first one will come as no surprise to anyone because it's my favorite Christina Lauren. It's called In a Holidays. This is by Christina Lauren. Like I said, it's my favorite Christina Lauren book. Hot take. This one is a Christmas story. It is about a woman whose family stays at their family friends like lodge, cottage, cabin thing every year. But this year is a little bit different. There's two brothers in another family. I believe she's an only child in her family. But things are changing. They're adults now. She's got, you know, things going on, and things are changing at the like family home basically, and with the family dynamics and stuff like that. This might be their last Christmas there. This is a friends to lovers, which I love. This is a second chance, which I also love. And this is a time loop story. I sometimes like too. I really love this. It has all the great vibes. It also has like that extra element of family, of kind of saving something for Christmas, of like coming together and like noticing what's around you and not taking things for granted. I love that shit. It's so sweet. It's so fun. And it really kind of like takes you on a wild ride. And I just really like, it's my favorite Christina Lauren. I'm telling you right now, it's my favorite. Moving on, we have an old favorite, and that is The Afterlife of Holly Chase. This is by Cynthia Hand. Every time I get to pull it out this time of year, I do, because it's such an incredible story. This is like a retelling of A Christmas Carol, kind of. This is following Holly Chase. 5 years ago, she died. So she started working for the Scrooge Project, and so she is helping out other people. She's also like becoming like another ghost guy, helping out other people to kind of fix their ways and not become a Scrooge and ultimately die. You know how the Christmas thing works. You know, he's visited by the ghost, and like the Christmas goes to Christmas future, he's out of the grave, and you know how it works. Okay. However, this year she's working at the Scrooge Network and things are a little bit different. She's assigned to a case and she's like, things are different. I don't want to explain why, but this one's so fun. I just love like kind of the world that Cynthia Hand created. She does some really cool and interesting stories, and this one is definitely one I wouldn't miss for the holiday season. This is YA. It takes more like fun and creative liberties with it. It's not as deep and heavy, but it does have like, you know, some more heartfelt elements to it, of course. This one's so fun and definitely not one to miss. Next up is a more recent read. I read this last year, and this is A Boy Called Christmas. This is by Matt Haig. I love Matt Haig. He's like quickly becoming a like one to watch author for me. This one is about A Boy Called Christmas. This is essentially Santa's origin story. It is how Father Christmas came to be, because he used to be a little boy, you know, just like anyone else. You follow this young kid as he's kind of going through like real hardships in his life, and how he finds kind of hope and happiness in other people, and goes on like an incredible journey, and it's really beautiful and very cute. There's a movie adaptation as well, so if you want to like read a book, watch a movie, it's very, very cute. It's very, very sweet, and I feel like Matt Haig did a really great job. This one, I believe it's also a series. I can't really vouch for any of the other books in the series because I honestly, one, don't know what they're about, and two, haven't read them. So I would say this one's really cute. Definitely a unique Christmas story, and I really love that about it. Now, slightly veering away from Christmas, if that's not your vibe, which I understand, it's like the winter holidays for me. Kimberly in Sex Education said, I love the winter holidays. The Chaos of Standing Still by Jessica Brody. This is all on New Year's Eve, so if you're looking for like a wintry vibe that has like winter holidays in it, but it's not like Christmas holidays. This one's deep though. This one's kind of darkish. Our main character has a text on her phone that she has not read, and she's stuck in an airport because of the snow. Winter holiday. You know, a new airport friend ends up accidentally swapping phones with her and sees her text she hasn't opened in over a year, I believe. This one's really great. As you know, I love a hard-hitting contemporary. I don't always love that around the Christmas time, but I think this one did a really great job of having a very like short time span, but also allowing you to connect with the characters, to understand their grief and their motivations, and also to understand that it was a short time frame story. It's not like insta love. It's not like I just met this guy and I'm in love with him and I've known him for 2 hours. I think it really does a great job of knowing what it is and not taking on too much and being super unrealistic. If you're looking for a more wintry New Year's Eve story, I would recommend this one. Another one of my holiday favorites is The Mistletoe Motive. This was actually one of my favorite books of 2021, if you can believe it. This is about a demisexual and autistic main character. Both of that representation is own voices, and she is like working at this bookstore around the holidays, and she has a very Grinch-like coworker, and they have to work together and work at the bookstore, and like it just has so many cute things. I just really like it. It has obviously really great discussions surrounding both of those representations. I feel like this is a very carefully done story, especially with that representation, and I think also in like Christmas stories or like holiday romances, they tend to be very superficial, and I, especially with these ones, tend to gravitate towards and tend to love and pull out stories that have more than just kind of like, oh, we're falling in love and the snow is falling and we're falling in love. No. I like other things going on, so this one definitely has that as well. Again, I really like, I guess, saving the bookstore kind of thing and like working together to solve a problem, and I really just like how these two people kind of bonded and worked together, and it was really sweet. Another sweet, fun, quirky, all the adjectives, Christmas 10 Blind Dates by Ashley Elston. This one is so fun. I feel like there aren't a lot of like YA Christmas holiday books, and we are surely gonna change that. This is following a girl named Sophie, and she recently just heard at a party her boyfriend saying that he was gonna dump her. Just overheard. And so she's like, well, Merry Christmas to me. Okay. This is over the winter break, winter holidays. I'm sure she's in high school or something, probably. And she comes from like a big southern Italian, but southern and also Italian. That's a different thing. Family. And so her nana's like, absolutely not. Absolutely not. You're not gonna be sad this holiday season. I'm going to set you up with a bunch of dates. And so all of her family comes together. And they each get to pick someone for her to go on a date with. And there's 10 dates. And oh my God. This one's so fun. I obviously love the like Italian representation, and I think that representation was done super well. Lots of food, you know, obviously. This has a friends to lovers romance in it, and it's just so fun. I feel like Ashley Elston, I don't know if people talk about her enough. This one just kind of came out of the blue, and it has this really fun concept, obviously. I just think it's so sweet. It's so fun. Again, has like good like representation of family, and like it has a really great friend group in this one as well. I think it's like a 4-person friend group that's really awesome, and it just has like a lot of elements that I really enjoy. And then also another recent favorite is Nick and Noelle's Christmas Playlist. This was originally released on Audible, but is now out in the public in paperback. This is the first book in a Christmas holiday romance series, but this one's my personal favorite. It is about Nick and Noelle, who have known each other for ever. They were both born around Christmas, which is why their names are Nick and Noelle. Noelle has kind of like, she's basically already like a daughter adopted into this family, and they all do like the Christmas things together. I believe they have a Christmas farm. It's all cool. And they just got back from like being in long-term relationships and being overseas. I believe they're both veterans. They kind of just have this really cute romance of realizing that they like each other, but not sure if they want to like each other because they're best friends, and like, and this like kind of back and forth that I really enjoy. Like I said, a lot of these are best friends to lovers because they're my favorite thing. This one is definitely that, and it's so sweet. I love the family in here, the friendships in here, and I just love that kind of like, we're kind of so in love with each other that we can't stay away from each other, but like we also like are worried about where this is going, and it's great. My last recommendation is one that I had to throw in here because I think it's a Christmas book in some ways. In some ways I don't think it is, but it's one of like the first like books I think of when I think of like holidays, and that is Little Women. Actually, I'll take this. Little Women. If you're looking for a classic to read around December, this one just makes me think of Christmas, maybe because there's literally one Christmas scene. I love it. Little Women is one of my favorite classics. If you didn't know, if you did know, thank you for appreciating and knowing my favorites. Little Women's one of my favorite classics, and it has a really great Christmas scene. I'm just like thinking about it, and I'm like, ah, I love it. So I had to throw this in here. I mean, like, you know what Little Women's about. It's about 4 girls, the March sisters, and they're bipping and bopping along, and they all have very distinct fun personalities, and it's set around Civil War, and it's a good time. It's a good time. This one's the movie tie-in edition, and if you were wondering, I was so graciously gifted this by a lovely subscriber, and I do have their note right there. Probably the only classic I think of when I think of Christmas, besides like A Christmas Carol. Cozy vibes, you know, a rewatch, a reread, love. Those are all of my holiday favorites and my recommendations for you all to read this holiday season. If you think I totally missed one, I probably haven't read it, but do let me know in the comments down below what your favorite books are to reread around this time of year. I would love to know. And with that being said, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all the things, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.